So, you want to know the story of the flying machine, eh? Well, can't really tell you the whole thing because I don't really know the whole thing. Wasn't really like that involved in the creation of the thing. I was just the guy who kind of got lucky and had like the best spot on the flying machine, and who also was like, I think maybe the only one who had all the materials necessary to make a skyblock island after, landing in the sky. You don't land, you know what I mean. So there was kind of two separate parties that had the same idea. The first party was mainly Rexman04 and myself. For our group, I kind of, had the original idea, and then Rexman kind of just, did all the work basically in finding like the model for the flying machine and how many blocks of honey we would need and things like that. So he really did most of the work. And then there was a second group of people in the sanctuary who had the same idea, and we kind of like banded together since Rexman had the model for the flying machine and they had, more honey blocks that we could use. So, it was kind of like a mutual agreement there. So we kind of all met up in one central location, which was in the plains biome. I think probably about 200-ish blocks away from the sanctuary, closer to the desert, farther away from the snow. Rexman set up the flying machine, and then we all kind of, got onto the flying machine, and then it broke. A decent amount of people kind of got off at that point because they were like, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work, we're just gonna go. But the second test of it worked. So we went off, and as you can see, there were some pretty funny deaths.
When you said
Let's
what you said,
go.
I
Let's go.
actually
Let's
think
go.
it
Let's
was
go.
Oh my
Did Vintage have diamond armor? Can I
Got
have
in the
it?
last
please?
block.
You guys are
Hey,
idiots.
I don't have any diamond armor.
Hey,
I'm
at
sorry,
least we're over
Hope.
water now.
Apparently honey blocks and pistons and, a server with over 100 people on it don't really mix well, and there's some glitches that occur and some lag that occurs because of it. So a decent amount of people died because of that, and by a decent amount of people I mean everybody who was on it except for me for some reason, because I just got really lucky and got the best spot on the flying machine. The last and final death was Optimus, and there is something called lag that occurred in the recording. The recording just kind of froze. To describe what happened, I was messaging Optimus, and while I was doing so, they just kind of fell off, which is why there's a cut, and then somebody's just not on the flying machine anymore, and then there's only one person. So then I was reaching the border of the map, and I was like, yeah, I should probably stop. It's probably not going to go through the border, and even if it does, I'm probably not going to be able to get through the border with it. So I was like, yeah, I'll stop it now. That's probably the best idea. That's probably the best, that's the best option currently. So I stopped it. I tried to mine the piston and it just didn't work. And I was breaking out slightly, and then I just broke the honey block and it worked. And then I skyblocked. I proceeded to skyblock. I played skyblock in the middle of a state's event.
I'm watching the lab.
Wait. Where'd you go?
He used the flying machine. He's out of the map, or he's at the border of the map. He's just chilling. He's got a little farm up there. He's got a cobble generator. He's playing Skyblock. Dude, that's actually respect. I didn't think you guys would be able
That's
to.
awesome. Although you're gonna die anyway.
Okay, I'll explain my death really quickly. So basically there was an event on that day that we did the flying machine. I was like 800 blocks away from this middle, and there was like 800 blocks of void in between me and the middle, and you know, not very many ways to get back to the middle.
So is it just gonna randomly kill everyone else who hasn't sacrificed an item?
I feel like everyone has done it pretty much. Like if you haven't done it yet, come on, you had plenty of time.
Except Lamp.
Lamp's
man.
just sitting.
Lamp's gonna die. Oh no.
Lamp's dead.
Somebody did mention later, a Discord member by the name Matez said after the fact that I could have just, you know, rebuilt the flying machine and flew back. And thinking about it, yeah, I could have, but I'm stupid, so I didn't do that. So I just kind of proceeded to freak out for a bit and be like, yeah, I can't do this. So I was like, you know what? Like I said, if there was a way I wanted to go out in this season, it would be dying by the void, because I thought that would be funny. So I just jumped into the void, because that was like, it just seemed like the better option at the time. It seemed like the better option. As you see in the video, like right after I died from the void, lightning hits me, which would have killed me anyway if I hadn't jumped into the void. It was a funny death, but at the same time, I think I should have just accepted my fate. But, you know, when you're 800 blocks away from civilization, you do not think so clearly. It's like your mind wants to think of civilization, but you're so far away from civilization that your brain can't process it. So you're kind of thinking about something that doesn't exist to you anymore, and that kind of clouds your brain in a way, and it makes you, you know, not fully make decisions well. That was not English. And with that, I will be ending the video. Bye.